and welcome to the Clutch My Pearls podcast, the show where I, Emily, learn all about all of the smut that my friends have been reading. My friends Vanessa and Barbara.
Hello.
Hi.
Today, we have a book that Vanessa hasn't even read,
Mm-hmm.
and that Barbara is bringing to us. And she gave us our papers face down, so I know nothing about it.
You're going in totally dark.
Yes.
Speaking of dark, this one is called The Darkest Temptation by Danielle Lori.
Oh.
It is just over 400 pages. It came out in 2020.
Okay.
And it is part 3 of her series. It's the Maid series.
Okay.
It's another one of those where you could read it independently, but you're not going to know who some of the characters are, so you may as well just read it in order.
Okay.
The tagline of this book, do you want to guess what it's about? Do we want to?
What was it? The Darkest Temptation?
The Darkest Temptation.
I think that it is about like BDSM stuff, like dark and or like vampires or like dark fantasy.
Okay. Vanessa, what's your instinct telling you?
Forbidden love, maybe. Some rivals. Arranged marriage, maybe.
Okay. The tagline, he was supposed to be her savior, not the devil in disguise.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is a mafia romance.
Oh, mafia.
It
the
is a
dark underground.
It is a dark romance.
I like those.
It is toxic. There is an age gap. It's
Love
the Russian
toxic.
mafia. It's a lot. I picked a good one for you ladies.
I've never read an age gap before.
They're not super overt with it.
Okay.
I think they just sort of like mention it in passing, but it's a little bit more central about her being like 20, 21 years old.
And he's
you know,
50?
well, no, I think he's like 37,
Oh, okay,
35.
okay.
Like, yeah,
Okay.
he's,
So he's a little bit more mature, but he's not like daddy stuff.
right. He's not 50. So at
Okay.
least we've got that.
Okay.
Um,
I want to know what it's about so that
Okay.
I can.
A fortune teller once told Mila she'd find a man who would take her breath away. She refrained from telling her it would literally be while Mila ran for her life. Having always done what is expected of her, Mila dresses the part, only dates college boys with exemplary backgrounds, and doesn't ask questions. Not about her Papa? I don't know. Okay.
Is she Russian?
Yeah,
So I'm
her
thinking,
father is
like-
Russian, so.
Papa.
Papa.
Wasn't that what like like Five Old Goes West is, where it's like Papa? That's
Isn't
so
that
funny.
a Little Princess? I'm feeling maybe.
Oh, Anastasia.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Papa, yeah. She
Papa.
doesn't ask questions, not about her papa's absences or his refusal to let her set foot in her birthplace, Russia. Suffocated by the rules and unanswered questions, Mila does what she's always wanted to do. She boards a plane to Moscow. She never expected to fall for a man on the way, one with unexplained wealth, tattoos on his hands, and secrets in his eyes. But it doesn't take long for his caress to become a rough grasp, muffling her screams.
Whoa.
Revenge is a dish best served cold. Unfortunately, a Russian winter is the coldest of them all, and Mila soon learns the only way to escape intact is to do the impossible and thaw her captor's heart.
With the warm embrace of her punani.
Of her 20-year-old naive punani.
So we've got fortune tellers. We've got like a forbidden love, like a forbidden, like not even forbidden destinations, like going against her papa's wishes.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's also like meeting this mysterious stranger.
Oh, yeah.
It said something about revenge. So I'm wondering, like, what is the reason why she can't go to Russia?
Now we got a
And-
professional over here.
Yeah.
He's going,
Yes.
I know how this goes. I know what
I've
these
read this
books
book
do.
before.
Yeah.
The dude, the man,
The guy. Ronan.
Ronan. Okay.
he's a part of the reason why she can't go to Russia.
You think? Is that? Do you know? What? Oh.
I mean, you read them once. You read one. You read them all.
Okay.
This is where it's coming through that you know what this recipe is. You've had this dish before. This is absolutely
It's served
yes.
quite warm too.
I'm so sorry to say, Emily, I don't think anything about vampires comes up.
Okay, that's good. I kind of prefer that. I prefer like the Russian mafia. This is like a Bert Kreischer's The Machine, but from the female version. I
Sure.
guess.
Yeah. Actually, 1 for 1. That was the inspiration.
Okay, so what's her name?
Mila.
Mila. And then what's the guy's name?
Ronan.
Ronan. Okay. It's 400 pages.
410 pages.
I'd love to play the game where we guess where they fuck. Let's just get to it.
How quickly are we getting to it?
Right. And I think I'll do page 100.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think that's a little far,
Ooh.
especially considering the last book that we read was so slow.
Yeah.
I would say like 20,
Dang.
40.
Damn.
Like intros.
Like
This
I'm saying like after the airplane probably. Maybe on the airplane.
Are they mile high?
Am I right?
This is why we read the books and we scandalize you because you are absolutely correct. The first hookup is page 56.
56.
56.
Dang.
I feel like this one's going to be a lot. Well, I'm sure there's going to be some plot, but I bet it's going to be a lot more.
So the context of this one, and you should read this.
I will. I'm going to. Right after this
She's
show.
like adding it to my Goodreads.
You can read the other ones to like lead up to it because those are also very solid ones. But this one is just, it's so much. It's so toxic in like a great way. But also a lot of people go, it is too much for me. Valid. But
okay.
I'm into it. I love
the
it.
darker the
So
better.
I
would
love it.
you say that this is like an intermediate one? Like there's like beginner, like, or you know what? We could do like buffalo sauce style, like mild, medium, hot.
I think
hot,
TikTok
hot.
uses chili peppers.
Oh yeah, how many peppers is it?
Oh, how many peppers is it?
Yeah, I feel like I saw somebody talking about how like a book that's not really like super spicy, they call it saucy.
Oh, okay.
Saucy. It's spicy.
But
It's
yes,
it's spicy. It's definitely there's spice. The thing with this one is that it is toxic. It is so. She's 20. She knows she's from Russia. She's been sheltered her entire life. Her father is simply a rich businessman.
Import export.
Yeah, all on the up and up. No
course.
reason to suspect illegal activity.
No.
And she runs away from her bodyguard because her father's a rich man. And so
she needs a bodyguard.
ask no questions. She ditches her bodyguard and she flies to Russia because she wants to know about her mother. I know my mother was from Russia. I know my father was from Russia. I was born there. Why
like
won't
a
anybody?
Disney princess?
It's like Anastasia.
Truly,
Yeah.
it's it really sweeps you off your feet. She goes to Russia with basically no plan, and she packs a lot of dresses to Russia, and she ends up at a house that is like an old address of her mom's, and this Russian couple who is older, they answer the door, and it's all very like, oh my God, you look exactly like your mother. And she's like, great, you knew my mom, like tell me all about it. And they're like, we can't house you here, you have to go. Watch out for, they say it in Russian, like diavol,
Okay.
the devil. The
Oh
devil.
my God.
The devil.
Oh my God.
All we know is the devil. Watch out. Watch out.
for the devil.
Kicks her out. She's like, great, now where the hell do I go? Again, she has no plan.
Yeah.
She starts getting chased by some guy,
Okay.
ends up running toward this like warehouse restaurant situation, opens the door and passes out in the arms of Ronan.
Like passes out because she was just so exhausted from running.
The guy did attack her a little bit, just a little bit.
Just a minor assault.
She did hit her head, you know.
Did she hit her head or did someone hit her head?
The ground made contact with her head is what I can tell you.
What caused the force to go? Okay.
She gets away with some assistance of, Ronan and his crew.
Okay.
Passes out in his arms, comes to in his office with a doctor. They're speaking Russian. She is immediately intrigued by this tall Russian man. She's concussed. She's a little out of it,
Right.
She's got jet lag.
Yeah. And she met Ronan on the flight?
No,
No, so
she
this is the
she
first
passes
meeting
out
with
in his
Ronan.
arms after he like saves her,
Okay.
and they start dating.
Oh.
He gets a hotel room for her because she has nowhere to go. He
Let me
takes her
take care
out
of
to
you.
the opera. He buys her a winter coat because she didn't have one. He gives
course.
her a $10,000 a glass of vodka that's from like a $10,000 bottle, and she just like downs it in one. And he's just like, oh, this. He calls her Kotyanuk something. I don't know. I don't speak Russian, but it's kitten.
Oh.
They're immediately vibing. They're super into it. She's like, oh my God, this is amazing. I found a romance.
Right. Like day one. I just landed. I
Page
was warned about the devil, but then I found love.
This guy. And then she turns her phone back on and her bodyguard is like, girl, you are in danger.
Oh, shit.
And she's like, literally, what are you talking about? I'm having such a good time.
I went to the opera. I got a coat.
We'll circle back so we can have you do our
Okay.
sexcerpt for their hookup on page 56. They hook up, not fully, but they hook up. And then there's another scene where they are in her hotel room and they get a little busy. And then the switch, he kidnaps her. He is the devil.
Oh my God.
Her father is a Russian mobster.
Shocked.
They are rivals. And she just
called it.
Yep. You knew.
You knew.
So then it gets real toxic. Part 2 is he has her kidnapped in a mansion. He has her tied to a bed. It's a whole thing.
So they hook up before the devil came out.
They get to some bases.
Right. And so that's where she's like, I trust this guy. I mean, he got me a coat. Hello.
He bought her a coat. He took her to the opera.
Yeah.
You know, mobsters don't do that.
Good man.
He's a good man.
Tattoos on his hands. I like this guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Not too many rings, but tattoos. Oh.
You want to read the
I
first?
do.
Okay.
I want to read our sexcerpt.
I highlighted.
A feel for the story of the devil.
I highlighted in pink. This is a little bit into the scene. There's some kissing and but
I do my love highlights in pink too.
Well, it just seems the most appropriate.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Especially for Emily to read them.
Oh my gosh. Okay. The Darkest Temptation. So is the series called Maid?
The Maid series.
Oh, the Maid. So M-A-D-E. I was thinking M-A-I-D. Okay. I was like, okay. With a dark look, he closed the small distance, and I was lost. Each kiss was harder, wetter than before. I don't want a hard kiss.
Okay.
I don't want to,
he's a mobster. He's aggressive.
He's aggressive. He's got tattoos on his hands.
He does.
Hello.
Yeah.
We got to lean in if they're kissing you hard, too.
That's true.
He's literally Russian. This is
how they kiss.
He growled low in his throat.
He growled.
We got to growl. He's more of a growler than an eyes darkening.
Right now.
So far. Before the devil. Oh, okay. And the slow glide of his mouth roughened. See, again, a rough kisser. Ronan stepped closer, pressing his hard-on against my lower stomach. His hard-on. She's in her early 20s. Like, oh, I got a fucking hard-on.
His boner.
Boner. His hands remained braced on the frame above me, hot and wet. He kissed a path down my neck that set off sparks deep in my core. My vision turned hazy, a heavy heartbeat pounding between my legs. She's ready. She's ready to accept. Touch me, I begged. His hands didn't move from above my head, but as if he knew what I needed, he pressed his thigh between mine. Right away, my clit, right against my clit. I'm already getting all like.
You're there.
It's turning. My vision is getting hazy, y'all.
Your eyes are darkening.
My eyes are darkening. I'm gonna growl. His right against my clit, I panted, a wave of pleasure sliding down my spine when I rocked against it, already feeling the budding pressure of release.
I've heard about this leg move on TikTok. Where you're making out with a girl and you stick your knee in her crotch.
And then she grinds
rubs on it.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever experienced that?
No, I'm just saying, it's just funny that it's like... It's just funny that it's like when he does the knee thing and it's all over TikTok and everybody's like, what's the knee thing?
And they're like, oh, you got to know about the knee thing.
I feel like
you don't know about the knee thing?
only works if you're up against a wall.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're up against the wall right by her hotel door.
Right.
So.
Because he already put his boner against her.
His boner.
But now he needs to be able to push a little harder.
She needs some friction.
Yeah. And you don't want him to jizz in his pants. So that's why he uses his knee.
Yeah.
He pulled back, his eyes narrowed but full of heat as he watched where I grinded on him. Watched the bare length of thigh that showed through the slit in my dress. So he's like, yeah, get that knee, girl.
Check this out.
I gripped a handful of his hair to pull his mouth back to mine. He refused. I tugged harder. He made a rough noise in his chest. Then his eyes lifted to mine. A light With a challenge.
With a challenge.
He likes it, you know. He
He's-
likes it. He's like, no, but yes, but no.
Is this edging?
I think so. When I waited impatiently, he gave me what I wanted, nipping the bottom of my lip hard and then licking it. Is he werewolf? Because this feels there's a lot of growling. There's a little bit of a switch. There's
Rumbling in his chest.
like nipping at the lip.
He's animalistic.
Yeah.
Feral.
Feral.
He's a feral devil.
Feral knees.
When I waited impatiently, he gave me what oh, that was a nipping at the lips. I moaned into his mouth and rocked against his leg, needing more friction. Fuck, he rasped against my lips. Are you gonna come on me? I assume this is the kitten word that we don't know how to pronounce because
Correct.
we're not Russian, and I'm
We
sorry.
That
should
is
Google
true.
it so you can. You know, you should be doing this with an accent.
Oh my god.
Well, she's got a southern something happening.
He's Russian.
Fuck.
My boner.
My accents only go so far.
Follow your gut
Midwest.
because I'm loving it.
Are you going to come on me, Katya? He assented, his voice grated abrasively as sand. He's pretty rough.
He's rough.
He's rough like sandpaper.
Tough shell.
He pressed his leg harder against me. I put my face into his neck, biting down when the orgasm whipped through me. She came from a knee?
She came from his knee.
From his
Just wait
His
until he whips it out.
thigh. His.
Oh my
I know.
God. A sweltering inferno that knocked the breath from my lungs. He finally touched me this whole time.
It's just been nothing but the
They're
knee.
fully clothed.
This is like
They're in a hallway.
Is this page 56?
this is
This
like
page 58.
this is I'm on 59 at this point, but it
Wow.
was before. Yeah. This is like high school lock-in like at the church where they're like, we saved room for Jesus.
What
But
She
did
is-
you do at church?
I know. What the?
I heard about it. I wasn't there.
Rumors. She's 20, so this makes sense.
All right. He finally touched me, fisting my hair and pulling my head back to look at me. He stared at me for what felt like a long time. Go inside and lock the door, Mila. It wasn't soft at all, nor was it a suggestion. I watched him for a moment, then acquiesced without a word. Okay, so that's that on that part. So,
Thoughts?
So is this before or after kidnapping?
This is before.
Before
When they are
kidnapping.
simply young lovers.
Okay.
Young-ish lovers.
Okay.
and he's just like, he's getting her to trust him.
I think
Yeah.
this is the opera night where
Yeah.
he walks her back to her hotel room.
Oh,
She's a
she's wearing the
gentleman.
dress.
Oh, right.
Yes.
So he's like, you've got the coat.
Yes.
You got the opera.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to
You
give
got my
you.
knee.
You got the knee.
You got everything you need.
And you got off. But like,
Mm-hmm.
go to your
Just-
room.
Yeah.
Just wait.
Go to bed.
Go to bed. Night night, Mila. Little kitten has to go to bed. Get a
Uh-huh.
little saucer of milk and go to bed.
They date a couple more times. They hook up a little bit in the hotel room. Not
Uh-huh.
fully, but they, they
Another knee.
do some things. And then when she's at his warehouse, she goes to find him like unannounced and then accidentally sees him torturing somebody, interrogating
do
them,
in
as
a
you do.
warehouse.
He
Right.
didn't need all his fingers.
Oh, was it a. Oof.
And she's like, oh, shoot. Tries to run. He hits her with some sort of needle that knocks her out.
Oh.
You know,
Frank.
he's, yeah.
He's toxic.
He's toxic. It's all he's ever known.
It's all he's ever known. He grew up in the Russian mafia.
He grew up rough.
Yeah. But
Rough.
this is his little kitten. And sometimes you got to give kittens shots.
Yeah. Is she going to saw his
Her
gold?
backseats.
He's concerned.
Yeah. He's taking care of her. He didn't like her seeing that. So he had to help her not see it.
Go night night.
Yeah.
Russian
Mila?
kitten.
That little Russian kitten.
Go to bed.
Go to bed now. I'll have the knee later.
She wakes up. She's tied to a bed. We're in a mansion that is remote. So even if it's like a compound, like a proper mafia.
Right.
You know.
Yes.
Right.
And
You know.
Been there.
all is revealed. She's less than thrilled. And he explains, your papa is not a good man. And let's send him a little video.
Oh.
I was
Dun,
filming
dun,
us
dun.
in
so
the
wait,
hotel
the
room.
dad is the bad guy.
The dad
That's
is the bad
why-
guy.
Wow.
Dad is the bad guy. There's bad blood. Taylor Swift.
Oh, man.
And
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. And he Ronan, her lover,
Uh-huh.
her white knight, sends her father a video
of them doing it
of them getting busy in the hotel room.
with the knee.
Well,
was it the knee?
on his lap. I think his fingers are involved.
Oh, okay.
You know.
He has all of his fingers still.
Sends it to her father.
So does Ronan actually like her?
He really does.
Okay.
By the end, it is full. Like you were full. Like if you're deranged like me, you're fully like, oh my god, stars in my eyes. They're so cute together.
But it doesn't start out as like revenge. He genuinely likes her, and he's like, but I'm gonna fuck with your dad.
She passes out. He's like, what the hell? He knew she was in town. He sent that guy after her to chase her toward him.
Oh.
But then his employee.
So he orchestrated the save him.
Yes.
The savior.
Essentially
situation.
heard her this way. But the employee took matters into his own hands, literally. And then
so he killed him.
He was fired and killed for that because he was like, that's not what I said, bro.
Yeah. You gotta listen to the mafia. Like,
what do you think's gonna happen?
Yeah.
He growls.
That guy is, he growls.
Mm-hmm.
He's feral.
He shoves a knee between your thighs.
He vaccinates people.
He vaccinates kittens.
Unwillingly.
Deworms. Oh my god. Anyway.
So
they have a lot to sort through.
So does she know that this video is being recorded for her dad?
He shows her. He has it playing when she wakes up on a TV, and she's like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
Oh my god. And then he goes, "Should we send it to your papa?"
Oh, papa kitten?
She votes no.
Uh-huh.
He overrules her. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Unconsensual.
Sending that's revenge porn to
Toxic.
papa.
Very illegal. I mean,
right.
he's,
And what was her reaction
Russia.
to this? She's like, no.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
She's like,
I look good.
Yeah, she's like, that's
sorry,
Dad.
Dad.
It's a good angle.
Don't hate the player.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm a hot 20-something-year-old.
Wish you were here.
No.
Well, I mean, like from Russia. Like I'm having a great time.
Miss you.
Miss you, Dad.
Thinking of you. Oh, wait.
Oh, wait, Papa. No, never mind.
Wrong video.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so Papa gets the video.
Yeah.
What does Papa do?
He says, I will pay the ransom. I'm going to, end your life, all the threats.
Yeah.
I will pay the ransom, absolutely. And Ronan doesn't agree.
He doesn't want the money.
He doesn't want the money, which is weird because the only reason he is keeping her is because of the money, right?
Right.
But he's conflicted.
She's worth more than anything,
Well,
he loves
this
her.
little kitten.
Yeah. They're soulmates.
Okay, so then what happens?
A lot.
Oh.
There's a point where she tries to escape. She accidentally kills one of the guards because his gun goes off and it's a whole thing. And she runs out and it's snowing. It's Russia.
Okay.
And
she needs the coat that he bought her.
Right. At one point, they hook up and afterward, he had gotten a little distracted and left his gun on the dresser. She grabs it.
Oh.
It's very Goodfellas. I believe he wakes up and is like, girl, you're not going to shoot me.
Right.
She doesn't.
Uh-huh.
And then to punish her, he takes her outside to the dog kennels, locks her in the dog kennels, outside,
The dog
freezing
kennels?
cold,
Wow.
dog kennels.
That's not where a kitten belongs.
That is not where a kitten belongs.
Inside.
He's mad. He's upset.
Yeah. Inside, curled up by the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, get a throw
So
blanket.
that's the devil came out.
Devil came out. He changes his mind. He goes and gets her.
How long was she out there?
A little bit.
Like enough to really.
Just
break
enough
her-
so that you still root for them to get together again if you're deranged like me, but not enough for her to actually get like frostbite.
She ran away and killed somebody.
She killed some. Oh, she almost killed him. Like it was,
She was trying to escape.
He caught feelings, trusted her.
Some rules, Emily.
Right.
You woke up tied to a bed. Do you not understand? Do I have to really explain this to you?
You can't leave.
You can't
Yeah.
leave.
Your dad's bad.
That's true. He's trying to protect her
Mm.
by making sure she doesn't leave, because if she leaves, then he can't protect her.
True. So true.
Okay.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, I'm coming around.
Mm-hmm.
Emily, come
Mhm.
on.
Read the
working
book.
on it. I'm
Read the
working on
book.
it.
You
She
gotta.
needs
You'll
to
come
write another
around.
scene, I think.
I'm working on it.
Mhm.
I'm working on it. I mean, like, do they eventually get to like penetration, or is it just new stuff?
Oh, there's penetration.
That's
there's
what Emily
penetration.
wants.
Come on. I don't have any others flagged,
Okay.
but they it's full on.
It gets in
They're into each other. There's a part later in the book where he comes back. She finds him once they're like, this is toward the end of the book where
Right.
they're both like, oops, we're super in love.
Right.
Not that they're saying those
Sorry
words
about
yet.
the kennel situation.
Literally. And he is on the couch bleeding everywhere because he's been shot in the shoulder.
Oh, no.
She thinks he's like dying, and he's like, what are you worried about? Wakes up to her trying to care for him. And she's like, you are so difficult. Call the doctor. And he's like, you know what we should do? We should get busy on this couch. And she's like, you're bleeding out.
Yeah, with a bloody shoulder.
Women are so dramatic.
We'll bring the blood somewhere else.
They can use the blood.
Down below.
They
Right.
compromise.
It's almost like a tourniquet. Like
Divert
it
the
makes
blood.
the blood
Yes.
go down
Yes.
instead of go out.
He knows about vaccines. He knows about tourniquets via boner. Yeah.
Right, the boner tourniquet.
That's how they do it in Russia.
Oh, all right.
Little vodka.
Throw a little of that
Yeah.
$100 vodka
Sanitize.
in there. Put the coat
Yeah.
on, you know. Okay.
I don't want to give away the whole ending because if there's a
I'll
whole.
read it.
Yeah. I think you'll enjoy it. I don't know.
I already
Yeah.
enjoy it.
There you
I
go.
love that. This
It's-
is so fun.
It's a tasty one. It is so toxic. There are people who are like scandalized.
right.
I have never read anything that has made me go, that's too much. I have to stop reading. So
So your bar for like toxic is definitely
Let's go there.
because it's a book. It's just
Yeah, it's not,
Exactly.
I don't want this in real life.
fantasy,
Exactly.
it's fiction.
if it's too much for you, valid. I have
Yeah.
not hit that point yet. But there are books that I read the synopsis or like I'll see something on Book Talk that's like they did this in the book and I'm like, I'm good.
yeah,
I'm
you
good.
know.
Yeah,
what you like.
what would that be though?
Well, there was one where another dark romance, which is so tricky because when they say it's dark romance, you're like, oh, they fought, or like he tried to lock her in a dog kennel. Like there's such a range.
Right.
This one was, I didn't read it obviously, but there's some sort of like mafia romance situation. He removes her eyeball
Oh shit.
Ooh,
and then has relations with the socket.
What?
hard pass.
How do, logistically,
Like,
I
he
don't even know
fucks
how
her,
that.
he skull fucks her.
He sure does, and I don't think it was
Oh
even for
my
a tourniquet
God.
thing. It was just
For fun.
now
for funsies. Yeah,
And how is she feeling about this?
I have no
She
idea.
didn't read it.
It wasn't in this
Yeah,
book.
but
It was
it's
in
like-
yeah.
Are
Are
we
you
going
like-
to the hospital? Are we getting a glass
Do you
eye?
wait
Do you
for it
still
to-
have the eye? Like,
Is it on ice?
Do you like? Do you sew it up and then unsew it, or like, or do you just have like an open socket because
Well,
it's got to keep?
there needs to be something.
In
Yeah,
there?
something for it
Right.
to go in. But is it always just this gaping hole?
But
then-
behind the eyeball, isn't it like your brain? Like, how,
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
do
there's
you-
not very much space between
I can't
your
imagine.
eyelid.
So I bet that guy, because he also took her eye out, you could definitely put your hand around it. You could, your fingers.
You would
can
have
touch.
to be able to.
going
Maybe it's like
all the
really
way around.
girthy but really short.
Like it's like a little thumb. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so like some of that stuff, I'm like, okay, good for you who all enjoy it, but
course.
I'm good just seeing that and passing on TikTok and going, oh my god, and
Yeah.
then getting back to my dog kennel situation.
Yeah. Right. Getting back to more of the like.
A godly sort of.
Yeah. Like the
Lock me
mental
away.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
Wow.
doesn't want to hurt her.
Yeah.
Aw.
Do you know what your bar is, Vanessa? Like what are some things that you've seen that you're like, yeah, I don't want to read that.
I don't know. I feel like the monster stuff.
Too much
True.
fantasy.
True.
Yeah, just the beast stuff.
It's
Like
a lot.
animal stuff.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Where they're
Yeah.
like, I'm half.
I haven't read one, but I
Right.
just think I wouldn't be into it.
Okay.
That's not for me. It's
Yeah.
hard enough with like aliens.
Yeah, that are like
Bat
different
wings.
colors with
Yeah,
like weird
yeah.
stuff on their stuff.
Like scales and gills.
Knots.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, knots.
Decorated with knots. Yeah. Yeah.
Veins are okay, but maybe you just haven't found the one for you yet.
Sure. You know what? I am for the sake of these episodes. If anybody out there says you've got to give this
Yeah, I'll read
this
it.
one a try, he's a dinosaur, but oh my god, you're gonna love it. Let us know.
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot.
Like a big dinosaur, like a little dinosaur.
Right. I have
Right.
questions, but
Yeah.
if you think that there's one out there that we have to read, let us
Yeah.
know because I'm willing to give it a shot.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to hear about it. I want to know about it.
But mafia romance, toxic, dark. I love it.
100%.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, would you say that Vanessa, would you be more the dark romance or like the sports related romance?
I don't know. I like them both.
Yeah.
True.
I feel like it's good. The dark romances can be a lot. You
Mhm.
know, it can get kind of like, the fuck am I reading? And you're
You
like,
snap into reality and you're like, what the fuck?
well, it's like, well, I don't really like what I'm reading in real life, but you know, I feel like sometimes those like more sappier romances can be
Mhm.
like a good palate cleanser in between.
Palate cleanser, yeah.
To
You
make
need to
you
take a
feel a
break because
little
otherwise all
normal.
of the like
Yeah.
toxicity starts blurring together.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to like after this, then
Yeah.
you read Busy Businesswoman comes home at Christmas time to the guy who builds gingerbread houses, and he's
Right.
like, "You have to stay. We're saving my gingerbread house company."
Yes.
You
But he
know.
still says good girl.
Right,
Of
and
course,
she's
because
like,
she is a good girl.
And she still
is.
can't wrap her hand around it.
Right. Yeah, she can't wrap. She was surprised, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I feel like those would be the types of palate cleansers.
Yeah.
You would need.
So
Yeah.
go back and forth. Yeah.
Right, like they definitely like do it on the gingerbread house, like baking stuff. Yeah,
Icing.
like
For sure.
he uses his own icing on
You
her.
should write this book.
This sounds like we're gonna-
What would be your pen name?
Oh God, I mean, I feel like it would have to be
Emily
like holiday
Hornberg?
related. What would it?
Emily Hornberg.
Oh my God,
Hornberg.
yes, Hornberg. I love that. But I feel like Emily has to be a different one. Where it'd be like Cheryl Hornberg. Some they think I'm like older, like that I have more experience.
I
and
know what
stuff.
mine would be.
What would yours
Oh.
be?
Barbara Boudoir.
Oh, that's
wow.
good.
That just, yeah.
that's good.
Play on words. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's yours?
I don't know.
Vanessa, just the one name, like
Yeah.
Cher.
Oh yeah, Vanessa. But it has like a really like dramatic V.
Yeah.
like
with
that
like swirls.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. I like the one name. That's good. What was mine
Emily Hornberg.
again? Hornberg. Yeah.
Maybe we can workshop that one, but personally, I love it.
I think horn needs to be in it for
Horn,
sure.
yeah.
Horn, not like horn dog, but like
Yeah.
Hornberg.
I think Hornberg is good because I'll be writing more of the like good girl ones. I
Yeah.
think.
Right.
Like
Not a
you're
lot-
going
growling
back home
or
to like run your mom's diner while she's sick.
Right.
they
right.
grew up together on the farm.
Yeah.
She went away to the big city. Now she has
There's
to come
some good
home.
cowboy
There
ones
are
I've
some
heard.
good
I
cowboy
haven't read any,
ones.
but
Yeah.
Oh, that would be fun. I want to hear about the cowboys.
There's
Outlaw
Yellowstone.
Range.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What are you feeling like right now? Like, are you guys wanting to go into more reading, like more of the dark romance? Or...
Now that we've talked about this, I'm like ready to reread this one. But
but you said it's in a series. So what have you read the other parts of the
I
series?
have. I
Actually,
have.
I think I have the first book on my Goodreads.
Sweetest Obsession or something like that.
Yeah, I don't.
The Sweetest Something.
Yeah, the maid situation.
yeah.
Danielle Lori.
Mm-hmm.
I'm recognizing this cover, so I'm pretty sure I have the first book on my.
I really
Goodreads.
liked, and I would read if you're going to do it. If you may as well
The
read them.
Sweetest Oblivion.
Oh.
Read them in order because they're
Yeah.
toxic. It's just that this one is by far the most like what?
Do
Yeah.
the stories connect?
Yes, you see repeat characters, and
Okay.
I, especially for book 2, I would read the first one and then
Is it all Russian mafia related?
no.
Oh, okay.
It's tied. Ronan's brother Christian also
Okay.
grew up with him in Russia, but he's in book 2. And yeah, we'll get into that for the other when we do the episode on that book.
I love that. So would you say that this is more plot with porn or porn with plot?
I mean, it is
little bit of
deranged
both.
plot with porn. Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I'm not often like looking for something that is purely fluffy porn without a whole lot of like purpose to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like he has reasons for what he's doing. It's,
Right.
There's twists, there's turns. It keeps me engaged
It's still a good plot.
while I'm still meeting point to point for smut. Yeah.
You need little smut touch points.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, would you recommend? You recommend this other? You want to reread it again?
I wouldn't go so far as to say you should read this, but yeah, you should read this.
If you're into this, like,
if it sounds
it.
like something you want, go for it.
of course, yeah. As with anything.
I love it.
Okay, so what do the people who leave 1-star reviews?
If you
think
try
about
this and you don't like it, you are not alone.
Let's see. It's got a 4.06 on Goodreads.
Wow.
And there were like 20,000 reviews, 90,000 reviews.
92,000 reviews.
Mhm.
Released
Everyone.
in 2020. Okay.
It's a COVID baby.
It was a dark time. This is all fitting together now.
Oh right. Everybody went dark and inward. Okay.
Some of the 1 stars, this person didn't leave a name, but they said, maybe I should have expected it going in, but I really cannot understand how female authors and readers can partake in this style of literature.
So warning.
You know what? We are a shame-free. I
Yeah.
support your desire to read about eye sockets and dinosaurs and all kinds of. This person, not into it, doesn't think anyone should be into it.
I think everybody should be into, especially, like, it's a book.
It is a book.
You know,
It's
read
gonna be
what
I
a
you
don't
wanna
really
read.
also put a lot of, none of these are like great works of art.
By
for
no means is
literature.
anyone writing reports about these or sharing them with like
Yeah.
over
Except
a
for
book club
us.
with a glass of wine
Well.
and they're like,
I mean, we are,
oh,
but
it was very stimulating. I really
Oh, right.
found the juxtaposition of the.
It changed my life.
He had a huge dick. Like that's
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
I'm
here.
going
Right.
to Russia.
he put
I'm a
me in a
different
dog
person.
kennel, and
I would maybe
was
say I'm a
okay
different
with it.
Found myself in there.
You know, it's actually pretty good that I had some time to myself,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
I was out in nature, and cats and dogs, we get along.
There's a lot to dive
Yeah.
into there.
And maybe I shouldn't try to kill people and run away, you know?
Maybe I learned my lesson.
Yeah. Thankfully I had an older man to teach it to me.
So some people might think that no one should be reading this. Take that for what you will.
No, they have no name, and they don't think anybody should be reading this.
And also, if you think that you're going to go out here and say that, like, I don't think anyone should read this, stand by it. Put your name behind it.
Yeah.
But Hiba said, the sex scenes in this book were just off and also extremely disturbing and gross.
Now, as someone who has read all the sex scenes, would you describe them as extremely disturbing and gross?
The extremely disturbing, I'm understanding, comes after the part where it reveals that he has kidnapped her because she is a captive. It's very Stockholm Syndrome.
Right.
Maybe it's a little bit of like dubious consent.
Correct.
Are you really wanting to be here? You can't leave. And now
Does she say no?
Who can say? I could say.
But
there's some times
like,
where she's like,
false
don't touch me.
pretenses.
Yeah. So, I mean, valid. But I just love the way that it was off and it was gross.
Yeah, like where did they describe it? Like was the description of it like gross? Like
I don't know. Maybe this person hates knees. I don't know what they're like. That's
there's
gross.
a lot of knee grinding that they're like that's
Sounds
gross.
bony. Yeah.
like
Knees are her ick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not for her. The other one, Eamon says, so this one grew on me. First few chapters, I was like, and before I knew it, I'm ovulating on my bed sheets.
I don't know if that's how it works.
I don't know if that's how it works.
Ovulate.
I'm no doctor,
They
but
laid an egg like a hen. They are fertile after this.
they're fertile. These scenes had me feeling all the emotions. 1 minute, I'm clawing the sheet, and the next, I'm screeching off the top of my lungs. Disclaimer, racist author. I don't support her, and you shouldn't either.
That is
So she loved it, but the 1 star was
Is
for
the racism.
Got you.
now.
Which I have seen on Book Talk.
Yeah.
People are, to each their own. If you want
Yeah.
to read it, go for it. If you don't want to read it because of
Yeah.
this, fine. The author is problematic.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Look that
Now,
up.
not because of the.
Not the book. The book is its own problem, but like in a good way. The author has like her personal politics are like a real shame.
That sucks. Well,
Do your research.
right.
Coming off the back of that, we've got someone ovulating despite all the racism, and Shirley comes in hot, and she says, "This book was so boring. I thought I'd rather pluck every hair out of my legs than read another single word. Run from this book, Shirley."
She signed her name.
She signed
Oh
off.
my God, Shirley, you know what? Shirley stands by her review.
She
Unlike
means
No
it.
Name.
She
No
signed
name.
the bottom.
No Name.
No
he's-
name out here saying no one should read this.
Right.
This was gross. It was disturbing. I was ovulating. She's racist. And Shirley goes, I'm so bored. What are you reading that's not boring you, Shirley?
And she's so bored that she would rather pluck the hair out of her legs.
I would like to see Shirley's 5-star reviews.
I would love to
Yeah.
know what she's sitting around reading and going, oh, this is amazing. I'm not
Yeah.
even thinking about my leg hair.
So yeah, and just run from it, Shirley. Damn, have you ever been so bored by a book that made you want to pluck your leg hair out?
I've never, in the books that I've read this year, I've never not finished a book.
Okay.
I have not finished books before, but I've never not finished a book and when I have to pluck my leg hair.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'd
I
rather
would
be
maybe-
plucking my leg hair out.
I would maybe be like, I'm going to try another book.
Yeah.
I'm going to go eat a snack.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would immediately go to, I'm going to pull out all my leg hairs one by one. Shirley's on another level.
Shirley is definitely on another level.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna have to find Shirley's I'm gonna look up Shirley's Goodreads. I want to see what
Let's check this
what
out.
Shirley thinks is.
I think we need like a Shirley suggestion. Like,
follow
I
up
need to
next
know-
episode. We'll let you know what Shirley thinks we
what
should all be
keeps
reading.
her from plucking her leg hair.
What's that trichomania or whatever the one where you
Yeah, where she's like, it's not I want to pluck my eyebrows, it's not I
No.
want to pluck my chin hairs or my
No.
lip hairs or the
the
hair on
things
my
that
head.
matter.
or the nose
She's
hairs.
like, I'm gonna do my leg hair.
It's a lot of leg.
Damn,
I
Shirley.
wonder how tall she is.
Right. Or how hairy she is.
Anyway, I read it. I've read it multiple times. Vanessa's gonna read it.
Mm-hmm.
You've read enough.
I know enough. I know
you
enough.
got what you needed.
Yeah.
Emily needs to read some penetration scenes though.
Emily
Oh my
does need to
God.
read some penetration scenes, but
Maybe next week.
All she gets is the knee this episode.
Yeah, this is just like the knee. Like this is
it was a nice little teaser. It was the first. I mean, like I figure a hookup is somebody came. So
True.
right.
in the female world, yeah, that
It-
counts.
It's written for us. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, that counts. That's totally like it's not about him. It's more about like it's like the first coming. you know.
The first, yeah.
Well, I think it's
That's
good.
what we should
This is
rename
fun.
the segment to.
The first
The
coming.
First Coming.
Yes.
Yes, that's so much. That's so
I like
good.
it. I like it.
Yes. Well, that was fun.
It's a
And
fun one.
I love hearing all about the
Russia?
Russian mafia.
A little scandalized, learn some things.
Yeah, I now know about the knee situation.
You have heard about the knee, the
Yeah,
infamous.
look it up on TikTok. It's pretty funny.
People talk about it.
I've seen some pants get ruined.
Oh
Mm,
my
yeah.
God. Like,
How do you get,
by
what
the-
detergent do you, yeah.
Oh, okay, not by the
Mhm.
friction, but by the stains.
Sure.
Use your imagination.
To be delicate.
Google it.
Sure.
Something's damp.
I love that. Well, that was great. And then next week we'll have something else that is
We'll try to
dirty and spicy and
dig up Shirley's reviews, let you know.
oh yeah,
I'm definitely going to do some research on Shirley. I need to know.
I love it.
That's something else I'd love to know is like other people's level of spice. What
Right.
do you
Yes.
consider spice? Ask some. We should ask some. Or ask Emily, one of Emily's friends, her
Yeah.
spiciest book, and I'd be curious to read that book.
Right. It's always a very like, you go first because I don't want to
Freak you out.
Oh yeah, no, same page.
Yeah, totally. That's real. Yeah, small town. That's the extent of my spice.
Yeah, follow along with us when we see what everyone's at.
Yeah. Well, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow. We're on Clutch My Pearls Pod on Instagram, clutchmypearlspod@gmail.com. If you want to let us know what you think, what's the spiciest thing you've read? What do you think we should read? Send us in your own 1-star reviews of things, all of it. You know, your own sex serps, everything. We want to know about it all. Thanks, girls. That was fun.
That was
Yeah.
fun.
Okay, bye.